Well, the rivers to Native people, but specifically to Maliseets, when maps and stuff were being made, um, landscape features like mountains and larger bodies of water were the borders of, modern maps, but bodies of water were often the borders for certain areas of Maliseets where major rivers would be like a major highway and smaller rivers would be the exits to those highways, and then even smaller rivers were more almost like each family or each smaller group each had its own little river, and resources were plentiful, so there wasn't a whole lot of conflict, and so things were pretty peaceful. Men recently stocked the lakes with landlocked salmon, but they've been around since I think it's the last ice age, and they were important to Maliseets because Atlantic salmon were only available certain times of the year, springs and falls, and they would kill as much as they could for over the winter. But once that was out, they couldn't. So stuff like beaver and muskrats and landlocked salmon that um, aren't necessarily trapped in lakes that choose to live in lakes were the main fish source, along with like brook trout. For ice fishing, I would want the less people that fish a spot, the better. The fish tend to learn pretty well. I think it's harder. There maybe fish at public spots, but they're gonna be awfully wary to bite anything. But fish that don't know anything from anything, which is the most natural way, bite fairly easily, and they're often more healthy, where they don't have to deal with dangers like human fishing. And fish like brook trout and landlocked salmon and Atlantic salmon are cold water species, meaning around 20 degrees Celsius, which is I think 65 or 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like the upper limits of them being physically stressed and can lead to them dying fairly easily. And then anything above 25 is considered lethal. And so um, the fish enjoy rivers that are deep, and they enjoy spots where the water is deep and good cover from the sun. The sun heats up the river daily pretty significantly. When it comes to the water, I would like clear water. If a stream is a little murky or turbid, um, visibility is low for these fish, and most of the smaller fish kind of lay low until the water becomes clear, or else it might get eaten by larger fish or things like birds or eagles. Undesirable fish like smallmouth bass, not they like the warmer water. So yeah, probably temperature is the main thing. I want some cool, cold water. I look for characteristics like water depth. That would be an important one. Shallow water is warm water. Flowing water. Flowing water is oxygenated water. Tree cover would be good to give the fish refuge throughout the day. Human contact, if they're away from any kind of road or throughway or anything like that, that would be good. If you had to use any kind of live bait, I'd want it to be something in that river, just because of familiarity, and that's what the fish eat, so that's what they're gonna likely bite, and I don't want to introduce anything bad. Where we're at in Houlton, fish consumption advisories, meaning the amount of recommended fish meals you have due to mercury pollution or other hard metals gets into the fish and can therefore get into you, lead, stuff like that. For the Meduxnicag up here specifically, 2 fish meals per month. There are some rivers in Maine where they recommend you don't eat any of the fish ever. There's some where they recommend 2 fish meals per year. Pretty much everywhere they recommend if you are pregnant or going to become pregnant, uh, don't eat any of it at all. But it's getting better. More people are aware of it, and people like to eat fish, so they want to take care of the fish. But um, obviously, up north, we have cl- not cleaner water, but less bioaccumulation. Larger rivers like the Penobscot and the St. John, where there's like a lot of industry, um, stuff like that, have a lot more pollutants and contaminants that are kind of stuck in the ground.
Guaranteed. Oh. There's a mark. Dude, it spooled it too, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Did you see it go up?
No. I looked over and I saw the flag. He's coming.
He's coming?
Yep.
Okay, okay. Bring him to the middle. Bring him to the middle. Oh, dude, that's a monster.
Dude!
Jesus, look at that thing. Dude, fucking give him